Welcome back. Sam Bankman-Fried, founder of the crypto exchange FTX, is in jail in the Bahamas right now after a judge denied his request for bail. The former CEO is expected to remain there until his extradition hearing in February. His lawyers are saying they will fight his extradition to the United States. As SBF's legal problems continue to mount, the political fallout also continues to rattle lawmakers here in Washington. Yesterday, prosecutors from the Southern District of New York laid out the charges against Sam Bankman-Fried, including how he used customer assets for political purposes.
And all of this dirty money was used in service of Bankman-Fried's desire to buy bipartisan influence and impact the direction of public policy in Washington.
Joined now on set by Congressman Brad Sherman. He's a member of the House Financial Services Committee, which held that hearing about FTX yesterday. Congressman, thanks for coming in.
Good to be with you.
So this seems... The true cynical way to look at this is that here is somebody who may or may not have been running a Ponzi scheme. We'll wait and find out if it is. And the best way to keep the government away was to essentially buy influence left and right. Don't buy one party, buy both parties. And this guy wrote substantial checks, did a potential Ponzi scheme for a technology that not everybody's convinced is necessary. Really? You know, did they use our campaign finance system to make it real?
I've been trying to ban crypto for 5 years now, and there's no lobby or PAC in town that's working for effective tax law enforcement or the anti-money laundering statutes. But it's not just Bankman, but others, but particularly him, was spreading money around on both sides. I think it's not just the money, but the promise that the whole industry is going to be there with bigger money. He spent a lot of money in primaries and lost a lot of money in primaries. I don't think he spent it all.
But this is turning out not to be his money that he may have spent.
Right.
And that he may have spent investor money in this, which is another level of fraud. But what does this mean for the political entities that took this?
Well, I think some have given it to charity, but I think...
Is charity the right answer?
The right answer is back to the investors, because it was never Bankman's money.
How do you do that?
I've told a colleague or two to put the money aside and wait until the bankruptcy trustee has a fund that people can return money to, and add it to what other assets the bankruptcy trustee is able to put together.
He gave some, I think, $30 million in total?
But no, he gave a little.
Yeah.
He did independent expenditures,
right.
And they were he lost $7 million on backing the wrong candidate in Oregon.
Yeah. No, but he also gave a $6 million check to House Majority PAC, I believe.
Yep.
That's not an insignificant check.
That isn't, and it'll be interesting to see what that PAC does and whether the bankruptcy court can recover it.
So you want to ban crypto. Is there no positive thing that comes from Bitcoin? Do you see any positive thing that comes from Bitcoin?
Crypto is a way to evade financial... Well, right now, it's not a currency at all.
Right.
It's an electronic pet rock, and you bet that you can sell it to somebody. So my concern is it may become a currency. If a currency, it helps you defeat financial laws. Now, I want to defeat the financial laws of Iran and Russia. But to a much greater extent, I want to enforce the financial laws of the United States. And I'm up against a Republican Party, or chunks of it. Every time a billionaire successfully cheats on their taxes, a member of the Freedom Caucus earns his wings.
I get the line you're trying to say there, but with crypto, they've bought off both parties. There's significant members of Congress, left and right, that are pro-crypto here.
Those of us who are strong crypto skeptics, we've just got to play defense and let the SEC get involved. That takes them a long time, and I've criticized them for not enforcing, particularly on crypto exchanges. But I don't think, for the reason you point out, I don't think we can win playing offense. I don't think we can pass good legislation.
If you regulate crypto, then you will legalize crypto forever. So, and that's, I know you want to, I mean, it does feel like, is regulating crypto actually a trap?
If you impose the anti-money laundering statutes, then you take away the one way crypto can aspire to become a currency. How it's going to compete against the dollar? What's its advantage? Crypto means hidden currency. So if you don't let them hide, if you impose on the entire U.S. portion of the ecosystem the anti-money laundering statutes, there's no reason for crypto when it goes away. It's not as good as banning it, but it's as close as we're going to get.
And do you think that's the more feasible way to go, that's where you'll get some support from folks that want to? I mean, would you accept the idea that crypto's a commodity?
Sam Bankman-Fried spent all this money for one purpose, and that was to keep the SEC out of the crypto world. Mm-hmm. And he was willing to call it a commodity. And his bill, and I've told my colleagues, don't trash Sam Bankman-Fried and then go pass his bill. So calling it a commodity and
you don't think it's a commodity?
I think it is a security. And if it's also a commodity and a second weaker agency wants to regulate it too, I'm all for that. But the purpose of calling it a commodity from Sam Bankman-Fried's standpoint was to say it's not a security and keep the SEC, the bigger and tougher regulator, out of his area.
In some ways, is the fact that there's going to be a lot of dirtied up politicians who took all this crypto money. Do you think that actually gives you more of a chance to get something passed because people want to cleanse themselves?
You don't have many, he spent money in primaries people lost, so they're not even
Well, but
here.
he sent it to the major parties.
He sent
Every major
party's
committee got a big check from him.
It's not an individual. There are a few individuals who are giving back $5,000 or
right.
$5,000 there. But as you point out, the big money was independent expenditures and to independent expenditure committees, and you don't face the same heat when your name's not on it.
Yeah, maybe that ought to change. Hey, Brad Sherman, thanks for coming in. Democrat from Southern California. Good to see you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.